Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. He's in tight with a lot of Bitcoiners and a lot of those Silicon Valley types. This coming from Subjective Views here on Twitter. Things do not happen. Things are made to happen. On CNBC, they were discussing JD Vance and his connections to crypto becoming more and more apparent. Listen to this.
The crypto industry getting a boost from former President Trump's VP pick, Senator JD Vance. Emily Wilkins joins us now with more. He's in tight with a lot of Bitcoiners and a lot of those Silicon Valley types. We know that, Emily.
Absolutely, Joe. And that is in turn helping Trump's campaign. Vance's selection as Trump's vice president, it was really welcome news for a lot of folks that are within the crypto industry. Vance is seen by a lot of them as someone who just understands crypto. He gets it. He gets what's needed in terms of regulation. He's actually been workshopping a potential bill to provide the rules of the road for the crypto industry. The potential legislation would clarify when crypto needs to be regulated as a security versus a commodity, according to a draft of the bill seen by CNBC. And the measure would also give crypto companies a path to actually raise capital off of digital assets. Now, Vance has also proposed legislation to give banks protection to work with crypto companies. Now, Trump has received support from a number of crypto players, including the Winklevoss twins, as well as VC investors Mark Anderson and Ben Horowitz. They also plan to donate to Trump, and they voiced frustration with the Biden administration's posture toward crypto in a podcast yesterday. They actually said that Trump's policy platform better aligns with their views.
It is funny how people who were once Democratic are likely going to be voting Republican just based on this issue alone, considering what we've seen, starting with Gary Gensler at the SEC and that whole debacle, knowing full well that, he's in the pocket of big banks, the big banking cartel, as they say, and, other Democratic politicians are also in bed with that whole crowd, including Elizabeth Warren and some others. So, we are on the precipice of a big shift. Part of JD Vance's crypto bill, workshopping the bill, that would provide crypto rules of the road, clarify when cryptos are regulated as securities versus commodities, which is a big one, gives crypto companies a path to raise capital off digital assets. So very pro-cryptocurrency, of course. The cryptocurrency industry, I think, would very much welcome JD Vance into the mix. Ripple did post this, guys. We're honored to share that Ripple is featured in Fortune magazine's Best Workplaces for Millennials list. Thank you to our team of Ripplers for all you do. And here is the list, guys. Fortune 100 Best Small and Medium-Sized Workplaces for Millennials. And if you explore the list down here and you look up Ripple, let's just type in Ripple there. You can see Ripple Labs ranks as number 32. On the website, Ripple goes above and beyond for its employees for regular R&R days to ensure everyone has time to recharge to a rich learning and development program. Ripple cares about the whole person and makes a deep investment in its employees. So Ripple has ranked in the top 100, and that is time and time again. I think they did rank as well in 23 and 22, if my memory serves me correctly. So some great news there. Of course, Ripple, a great place if you are employed in that sector. Smoke here posting this, guys. Yes, Ripple is a Hyperledger member. I don't know why anybody was questioning this. They're a Hyperledger member, but on top of that, they're a Hyperledger member along with many other Ripple partners, including the Monetary Authority of Singapore, NPCI, just to name a couple. R3 is another company that can settle in XRP, and the list goes on. I can't see the full list here because this is just a screen grab. But Ripple, guys, one of the members. Ripple is a technology company that provides solutions for cross-border payments, crypto liquidity, and central bank digital currencies. As we know, Ripple is also, later this year, they're going to be coming out with their stablecoin, the RLUSD. I guess maybe they bring some of the newbies up to speed. Yes, Ripple is connected and connected deeply with these big organizations like the World Bank, even the World Economic Forum, and the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. This one brought to us by Ali G, just to remind us, Ross Leckow from the IMF, who had a suspicious reaction to a particular question when on a panel with Brad Garlinghouse. Also, by the looks of it, almost encouraged Ryan Zagone, a former Ripple director of regulatory relations, to answer a particular question of proof of work and how XRP is much more efficient and scalable. There's Ross Leckow there from the IMF. And over here to the left, you can see Ryan Zagone. Listen to this.
Of work.
Great. But I invite Ryan and Desiree, I don't know if you would like to comment on this as well. But Ryan, go ahead.
Proof of work doesn't work. Proof of work doesn't work. It's been widely...
Ryan, proof of work's been working.
Let me finish. Proof of work doesn't work.
Let him finish, please.
And in the early days of Bitcoin, there was a whole group of developers that broke off to create other assets, XRP being one of them, that doesn't use mining, that's cheaper from an energy perspective than Visa, and already scales to 1,500 transactions a second. A lot of these problems have already been solved. The challenge for adoption comes back to policy. The policy uncertainty around some of the assets has limited adoption, particularly here in the US. And I'm speaking from Ripple and XRP because we use that asset because it's a half a cent per payment. It's basically free. It scales and it's efficient. To 1,500 transactions a second at nearly no energy burn. So we're at a point today where there are real solutions to all of these challenges that already exist. Policy has become the challenge. And we heard on the first panel that around centralization on China, and this is going to be a hard pill for Peter to swallow. But 80% of the mining power for Bitcoin is controlled by 6 mining pools, 5 of which are in China. Today, the policy certainty in the US exists for Bitcoin and Ethereum, despite the fact those are China-controlled platforms. So activity goes to those platforms. What we need to do from a policy perspective in the US is look at the places where there are uncertainty. And one place, I'm speaking directly for me here, is XRP, where it looks like Bitcoin. It's decentralized, it's open source. We have 7% of the validation power on that, rather small in there. Grouping or giving clarity to those ones that are very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, that have the same characteristics and should be classified the same way. And then we're creating a level playing field across all the cryptos. I'm not anti-Bitcoin or anti-Ethereum by any means. I think there's a lot of great potential and breakthrough there. But we need to have a level playing field so the market can pick which ones they want to use.
And I think the market has spoken. Now, Brad Garlinghouse was also on a panel with Ross Leckow. This is a famous clip here from 2018. The same Ross Leckow from the IMF. Watch this if you guys haven't seen it before. I'm sure you have already, but watch this.
You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I should take what the IMF is going to do.
Yeah, certainly the IMF has XRP on their radar. It is no secret. It has been in the works for years. It's just going to be a matter of time before we see that implementation. Now, I also thought I'd bring this to your attention as well. In this photo, big players from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, SWIFT, the IMF, and Ripple. And guys, there's some overlap as well. Okay, Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple here, Ross Leckow from the IMF. As you guys can see, Christine Lagarde is also here, and this is when she was working at the IMF. There's another IMF representative here, and Jesse Chang, IMF Financial Counsel, and used to work at Ripple. So here we have it, part of the puzzle that I thought I'd just bring to you to refresh your memory why we are seeing all this in the back end, kind of hidden from plain view, as we're seeing things that appear to not make sense in the foreground. If you guys didn't catch the video I did this morning of the controlled demolition, a potential breakdown of the financial system, if you guys have been watching the news or scouring Twitter or whatever, you probably have been seeing that a CrowdStrike malfunction did bring down large swaths of major infrastructure around the world. I will link that video up here in the top right-hand corner. Sir Trades a Lot bringing this to our attention as well. Ripple has partnered with the Vatican. Is this why the Vatican transferred all liquid assets back in 2022? The Vatican has transferred all liquid capital assets from around the world to the IOR Vatican Bank, according to official reports. Listen to this, guys. The partnership was mentioned on this podcast, Leaders in Payment.
Our founder, Chris Larson, sometimes talks about making globalization work for everyone, completing globalization. So what we're doing from a business standpoint is improving both individual and household economics through things like faster, cheaper, more reliable remittances. But we're also doing what we can through philanthropic funding, partnerships with nonprofits, central banks, universities, and even the Vatican.
And even the Vatican. So that was originally tweeted out by digital asset investor. Ripple partnered with the Vatican. Ken Weber, head of Ripple Impact, vice president of social impact and sustainability, was the one mentioned in that clip, was the one speaking in that clip. Anyway, wanted to thank Digital Asset Investor and Sir Trades a Lot for posting that. Wrath of Kahneman here, guys, bringing this to us today. More information about the HKMA announced stablecoin sandbox participants. They include a Ripple Investor, Standard Charter, and another company called Animoca. Standard Chartered, Animoca, and 3 others join the HKMA's stablecoin sandbox on Wednesday. Hong Kong Central Bank also said that it planned to present a bill on fiat-referenced stablecoins to the Legislative Council later this year. A day after, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority said it was processing the applications for participation in the stablecoin issuer sandbox, and it's announced its 5 entities, including Ripple Investor Original, Ripple VC Funders Standard Chartered, Bank of Hong Kong, and Animoca Brands Limited. Jingdong CoinLink Technology Hong Kong Limited, Innotech Limited, and Hong Kong Telecommunications Limited are the other 3 entities. In Wednesday's announcement, the HKMA also said that it planned to present a bill on fiat-referenced stablecoins to the Legislative Council later this year. In March, the HKMA started a regulatory sandbox to give potential stablecoin issuers immunity in testing certain operations. During the assessment process, okay, this is a quote, these institutions were able to demonstrate genuine interest in developing a stablecoin issuance business in Hong Kong with a reasonable business plan, and that their proposed operations under the sandbox arrangement would be conducted within a limited scope and in a risk-controllable manner. At the moment, the participants will not handle the general public's funds and will not solicit funding from the public or any other products associated with the sandbox, but the HKMA didn't rule out that this could happen at a later stage. It also suggested that there could be new participants who join the sandbox in the future. Now, I probably should also remind you that back in May of 2023, Ripple was to demonstrate tokenization in an HKMA EHKD pilot program used for a new CBDC platform. So Ripple has already been working with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority on a stablecoin, on a central bank digital currency. Since then, we've heard of news that, Ripple's stablecoin is going to be developed, or rather they are already developing a stablecoin. So I don't know if this is going to play in to what we're seeing now with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. It is very interesting to note that Standard Chartered is also part of this project, so we're going to keep an eye on that. The Wrath of Kahneman also pointed out a few other things. A number of these companies involved are familiar with one another, if not invested. It's clear stablecoins will be highly regulated within licenses in Hong Kong. The government highlights companies that want a physical presence there. So in summary, the first few Hong Kong stablecoin sandbox participants include Ripple Investor and an HK co-invested, and 2 companies that Ripple has invested in. So very, very connected to Ripple, the company, both with XRPL integrations as well. This is a strategic location where Ripple is already working with government. Also, the RLUSD is looming. So could that be, just what they decide to use in the end? Are they going to use their own CBDC? Is it going to be a rebranded? Maybe it could be the RLUSD that could be rebranded as I don't know if they can even do that, but could they rebrand a Ripple stablecoin as a central bank digital currency and give it some different properties for every country that wants to customize their CBDC? I don't know, but this is all very interesting, and the connections are stacking up. So some great news there from the Wrath of Kahneman. I wanted to thank him for posting that. Ripple partner TerraPay has secured $95 million in debt for affordable remittance transfers in Africa. So guys, TerraPay is making moves yet again. The IFC's package consisted of a $30 million loan from IFC's accounts, a B loan of $15 million, and that combined to a loan of $30 million from development finance institutions OP FinFund Global Impact Fund. The fintech boosts an integration and connecting with major markets and money transfer operators such as Western Union, MoneyGram, and RIA. And so with these funds, TerraPay aims to expand their operations by leveraging partnerships with more global money transfer operators, increasing the volume of transfers it processes across Africa. So it is interesting that they are working with the big legacy money transfer providers. Western Union, of course, has been resistant to Ripple and XRP. MoneyGram used to have a partnership with Ripple and leveraged XRP and RIA. There is already a connection with Ripple and XRP with RIA. So an interesting development here for sure. It also plans to reduce costs, enhance speed, and simplify international remittances. Well, of course, if you're running on TerraPay, a Ripple partner, that would just be, the standard at this point. Previously, in July of 23, Safaricom collaborated with TerraPay to enable over 32 million M-Pesa customers to send and receive money to over 200 million people in Bangladesh and Pakistan. Meanwhile, this is not the IFC's first financing in TerraPay. In 2019, IFC invested $8 million in the fintech's Series A funding round. Embar Sur, founder and CEO of the company, acknowledged the long-standing support, saying it has fueled its mission and strengthened its infrastructure, expanding its networks and creating more solutions for cross-border money transfers. So Here we go, guys. Africa being tapped yet again by another company that is Ripple-enabled TerraPay, and they're looking to expand remittance volumes for specific corridors, specifically in Kenya, Ghana, Egypt, Uganda, Tanzania, Cameroon, Mali, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Mozambique. So very illiquid corridors historically, but now things are changing. They're going to be able to move money a lot more efficiently and effectively, leveraging the XRP ledger, RippleNet technology through a Ripple partner, in this case, TerraPay. So some great news there coming out of Africa. Also, with regards to another Ripple partner, Airwallex, they've obtained a key ASIC license in boost for cash expansion. So check this out. Global Payments and Business Services fintech Airwallex has obtained another license, an Australian financial services license, allowing them to expand its money market linked yield cash management account for smaller customers. The license is a major evolution in Airwallex's strategy to add to its core money transfer and business services for their yield product. Here's a quote: "It will both attract new customers and deepen our agreement with existing customers, part of our strategy to expand beyond global foreign exchange and open up our services to a broader set of businesses." Airwallex said that it was the first major payments company. Okay, so that's big. First major payments company to be granted an AFSL by the Australian Securities and Investment Commission. An AFSL allows a company to provide financial advice, deal in and make a market for financial products, and provide a custodial or depository service. Scott said the license would allow sufficient opportunity for Airwallex in Australia, and it did not need to pursue the more onerous authorized deposit-taking institution license for banking. So some more developments coming out of Australia, specifically for Airwallex. And, I feel like as these companies legitimize, as they become bigger and bigger, as they take on more customers, as they gain more clout, they become more respected in the industry. And so to get these licenses becomes, I would say, probably easier. If you're a more respected company, chances are you're likely going to get a license a lot easier than somebody who is, just starting up and unknown. So we're seeing this, and it really, success just begets more success in a lot of these cases. I'm finding that this is what Ripple was talking about all those years ago. You arm them with superior technology. You arm them with RippleNet, the XRP ledger, the ability to transfer funds with XRP, leveraging XRP as that liquid digital asset. And then you have successful companies who are happy first, who have money second. So now they can make moves. They can make more acquisitions. They can partner up with other companies who want to partner with them. And on top of it all, they become more legitimized in the eyes of the industry. And so they can, they can apply for these licenses, and they can get them fairly easily, I would assume. So, it's taken a few years to get here, but obviously this is what we're seeing now. Obviously, it is all very, very good news for XRP holders, because there will eventually be more demand for XRP down the road. So great news here coming out of Australia. On top of which, guys, we're seeing more transaction volume on the XRP ledger. XRP Scan posted this. Excellent analysis by Arthur here. Some of the transaction volume this week was also driven by micropayment transactions. So now we're seeing more micropayments on the XRP ledger, 671,000 payments per day of unknown nature to wallets such as this one. And they link the link here. I will link this in the description for you guys if you're interested. Check this out. Over the last several days, we've seen transactions just skyrocket. And it looks as though Arthur is observing an increase in transactions per second. So TPS on the XRP ledger, and over the past 2 weeks, TPS has been unusually high without an obvious explanation. So why are we seeing transaction volume soar here? Well, Arthur gives us the explanation. Some argue that TPS growth is due to new users, resulting in an increased activity. Let's explore one perspective: the presence of trading bots on the XRP ledger. These bots engage in various strategies, including trading, arbitrage, and other unknown to me tactics, such as creating and removing thousands of trust lines. Today, I'll focus on 2 wallets. So he gives a case study here. These 2 wallets, keep in mind that this isn't an exhaustive list of bot wallets. I've chosen these 2 due to their interesting wallet names. In my next post, I will try to compile a top 10 list of wallets based on activity. But now let's dive into the statistics for specific dates. The dates were selected on purpose to see the change between calm and high activity periods. So as you guys can see here, he's looking at, starting all the way from July the 2nd, July the 3rd, July the 4th, July the 8th, and now July the 16th. And you guys can see total transactions here growing significantly from 1.4 million to 1.6, 1.85, 2.3 million, and 4.15 million respectively. So total trades, 853,000 on July the 16th. And you guys can see all the statistics there. So he's saying that the takeaway message, the data must not be explored in isolation, as this might trick us into making the wrong conclusion. I find this data rather interesting, and it shows how much stuff is going on the XRP ledger that most of us don't even see. If you have comments on the matter, I'd love to hear those. Let's dig into the topic further. And so he digs into the topic further by retweeting out Vet's tweet here. Number of transactions executed on the XRP ledger keeps going up too, making all-time highs for this year on the XRP ledger, excluding inscriptions. If Vance starts posting about these daily increases in account creation, we might see a 2021 DEX renaissance. Again, guys, more value is being added to the XRP ledger. We're seeing more of these microtransactions. It is being explained here with these examples. Again, I will link this in the description of the video for you guys if you're interested in exploring this further. What it all boils down to is more utility on the XRPL, whether it's micropayments, whether it's these growing corporations adding to their bottom line, adding value to their company by expanding, by receiving these new licenses, whether they're expanding in e-liquid corridors like in TerraPay's case, moving into Africa, or whether we're going to see more activity via stablecoins, guys. Remember, the RLUSD is going to be released probably within the next few months. This is all part and parcel to why I'm going to be holding some of my XRP for the long term. I know there are some hardcore people out there who want to hodl to $589 or $10,000 per XRP. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be holding some of that, but in this bull run, I'm going to be selling off the $15,000 plus portfolio that I've acquired over the last couple of years, which I talk about in detail at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. You can see my cost average prices. I'm going to be talking about selling targets for that, for my XRP and Bitcoin, everything else. Follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested in that. Until next time, guys, please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.